Well, good morning. Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. How are you all today? Grab yourself a cup of something or other, whatever you drink, hopefully out of a stone mug because everything tastes better out of these. If it's not out of one of our mugs, it doesn't taste as good as it could. That's a tagline, isn't it? I want to talk today about where do I get them, Steve? Right down below stonemont.us. This and many others. I want to talk about barter items. That's something that a lot of people. Well, it's one of the all-time great subjects, right, in preparedness, and and a lot of people have talked about it. But I just ran across something yesterday that made me want to share it with you. Now, when you think about barter items, you should first be realizing you should only be spending extra money on them. You know, over the years I've been amused. I don't know, saddened maybe, at people who spend part of their primary preparedness money on barter items. You should spend your first money on those things you need to prepare yourself, right? For yourself and those who depend on you. If you have extra money, that's when you go into barter items. And I have a rule about barter items. They should be cheap and valuable. Now that's interesting. How do you get both cheap and valuable, right? A lot of people like to talk about ammo, especially 22. Some people like to talk about those little bottles of booze. I think both of those are great. I wouldn't barter, good ammo. I mean, larger ammo. I wouldn't barter large bottles of booze. But those are good things. You know, you can pick them up cheap, and they might be valuable to other people as long as you have enough yourself. You know, that's the thing. And they would be good barter items because they're small. You can say, okay, one box of 22 or two boxes, depending on what you're bartering for. One little bottle of hooch and whatever. When I read, and so I picked up something yesterday and tried it. I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. Tell you to be on the lookout for it. I picked out something. Well, no, I'm going to tell this story first. Those of you who have read Matt Bracken's books, the ones back, the Enemies, Foreign and Domestic series, there were three of those. And all of them kind of had similar titles, so I don't remember exactly what they were. But in one of the books, a guy was coming back on shore from someplace else, and he had in his boat solar panels and coffee. And this was after a total collapse of life. I highly recommend Bratton's books. After you read my books, you ought to read Bracken's books. And I thought that was interesting. Well, yesterday, I was down at Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree. You want to get some stuff from barter, Dollar Tree is the place to go. Not Family Dollar, not Dollar General, Dollar Tree, which is now $1.25. So they ought to call it a $1.25 tree, but it's still Dollar Tree, right? Most of everything in there cost a $1.25. So my brother had just recently told me, and he goes there a lot, that he buys a lot of his food from there. And I thought, wow, really, food from Dollar Tree? I don't know. Well, I went in there, and they have a lot of great stuff. I mean, good food for $1.25. Now, in some things, since everything's $1.25, it's a little bit more than you can get it on sale from a grocery store or such as that. But many of the things are just great deals at $1.25. You get those Hawaiian rolls that are usually $4.50 for $1.25. You can't do better than that. I have come to get all my olives from there because they're from Egypt. They're $1.25 a can instead of the $1.85 or whatever I pay at Aldi. But anyway, I was walking down this aisle and I saw what I am drinking today. Let me take a sip and then I'll tell you. Harry and David coffee. Now, you all know that I love coffee, right? For years and years I've drunk Folgers Instant. I love Folgers Instant, But then people started getting me on to other better coffees. My brother-in-law got me on to Attack Coffee. Mark Harrison got me on to Blackout Coffee. And so now I've been testing different, ground coffees. And my brother-in-law got me a coffee grinder, so now I'm getting into beans and everything like that, right? So, and all coffees taste just a little bit different. Well, anyway, I saw this coffee, and then I looked more closely because it's not in the black tactical bag that many, of these coffees are. Black Rifle coffee and all. I don't drink Black Rifle coffee. But it was kind of a non-tactical package. And so I looked at it closer, and I just saw it said coffee, breakfast blend, right? And then I looked, and it says Harry and David. Now, I've never had anything that I'm aware of from Harry and David, but I've seen their commercials. And evidently there's some kind of upscale, order this Harry and David basket for holidays for your loved ones, and they're just exorbitantly priced. So they must be, I won't say that they must be good, but they must be upscale, right? So I thought, Harry and David coffee at Dollar Tree. Well, it's $1.25. Let me try it. Well, let me tell you. Let me have another sip. Do you see the smile on my face? It is good. And it's $1.25. Now I looked, so I said, well, I wonder how this stacks up price-wise with the other coffees. Now the other coffees are about $15 for a 12-ounce bag, right? And I looked at this, and it's 4 ounces for $1.25. That means for the equivalent amount of those other coffees that are $15, this is $3.75. How is that? In integrative preparedness, I talk about the concept of integrative preparedness is preparing in such a way that everything works together to help you separate yourself from dependence on all the external systems over which you have little or no control. And also that it betters your life today as well as preparing you for the future, whether it's the future, whatever, collapse or whatever, right? Well, this is a great barter item, isn't it? Right? Because it's 4 ounces. So what am I going to do? Well, here in a little bit, I'm going back down to that store and I'm going to buy every one they have, every bag they've got. And then I'm going to go to another Dollar Tree. I'm going to see if they have it. And I'll go to 4 or 5 Dollar Trees. If they have it, I'm going to buy them all. Because it's great coffee. It cuts my cost today by, a lot, right? By 75%. I haven't figured out the math in my head. So one of you mathematicians can tell me how wrong I am. And it's not 75%, it's 72.75%. And I'm going to go buy them all. So be on the lookout. What I would suggest when you're thinking, once you've gotten to the point to where you have a little extra money to where you can actually start buying barter items, be on the lookout for these deals. Don't spend normal price for anything, okay? And unless it's saving your life today or the life of someone you love, don't pay full price today, okay? Look for the deals, and this is a deal. If you have a Dollar Tree close to you, check it out, see if they've got them. Not all Dollar Trees carry the same stuff. They used to carry one of my favorite chocolates, and they don't anymore. Chocolate bars. They don't anymore. Aldi then carried a great line of chocolate balls, but they've gone up in price, and so I won't buy them. Okay. But anyway, think about that with your barter items, and once you've, like I say, only if you have extra money, and if you can put $5-10 aside every week, and that's I always say, do something every day for your preparedness, and it might be something small, it might be something big. Some people allot a certain number of dollars a week or a month for preparedness. Well, I would suggest you set aside a few dollars, if you can afford it, for barter items. So there you go. Tip of the day, right? Well, I'm going to get back to finishing my Stonemont mug. You want to see the other side? Stonemont, where life is good. Semper Paratus, meaning always ready. On the back, it also says Semper Paratus. And Integrative Preparedness, Stonemont. On the sidebar, it says life the way it should be lived. That's what you should be working for now. Live your life the way it should be lived, not fearfully, like so many want you to have. Okay. And then on the front, of course, Stonemont, where life is good, with the famous Stonemont bison, Semper Paratus. All right, and as it says, we always say, we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. You all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.